Hi, my name is Solomon Omeru, and with me is
Edidion Okonkwo.
And together we're going to be hosting this segment of the Afrocentrist Podcast titled Discovery Tuesday.
It's going to be a world of discovery where we'll have fun hanging out together as we bring you insights that will inform and educate you on topical issues bordering on relationship. This will help you discover yourself and enable you make better choices as you go through your unique life experiences.
Coming to you every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GST.
Remember, self-discovery is the first step to true freedom. See you there.
Hi, good day. Thank you once again for joining us on this particular episode of the Afrocentrist Podcast. This is Discovery Tuesday, where we talk about all things relationship. And today we are going to be talking about relations. This one is a core, and it's something that affects everyone, that everyone would want to get it right. So as usual, I'm not here alone. I'm with my co-host, Solomon Omeru. Solomon, how are you doing today?
Good. Yeah, I'm in the house as well. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing excellently well. So good to be doing this again today. All right. So we're going to be talking about how to choose the right life partner. Yeah, I know it's an issue that has been overflogged over time.
Wow.
Different school of thought to it. Yeah. So we're gonna have a very interesting dialogue today. Yeah, we understand how, to a very large extent, who you get married to or who you're in a relationship with can affect your life and the direction in which your life would go in a very strong way. So it's very important that we make that choice. It's not an hasty decision to be made. It's not something that a decision you make either because society is pressurizing you or you think age is ticking and all that. It's something that you should be sure of because you're going to be spending a greater portion of your life with that person. So to kick off this conversation, Solomon, take it up.
Yeah, that's very correct. It's a very, very important decision. So the best way to start is understanding yourself. Getting to know your values, your personality, your stance, your perspective about life. The thing is, marriage is a union between two people, two separate entities. And as such, you have to try and understand the person and know the person to a certain extent. But the truth is, it's difficult to understand the other person when you can barely understand yourself. So it's important to understand yourself, get ahead, know the things that works for you, your priorities, what life you want to live. Take enough time to know yourself. So what I advise most single people is spend the singleness understanding yourself, trying things, exploring things, getting to know what works for you, the kind of person you want to be, discover purpose, try and understand where you want the other person to meet you. As such, you've done half of the job. And by the time you're meeting the next person, you know what you want, you know what works for you, you know who can complement you. So it's very necessary to understand yourself. Self-awareness is very important.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Okay, another thing you have to consider after being aware of who you are. Now, consider the qualities you want in a spouse or in a potential spouse. Qualities you don't want, the things that you want, because it's important. Having understood who you are, it's important you find out who is the person that I can actually align with. So it's important that you get married to somebody who is mature and ready for marriage. Marriage is responsibility. You must be able to live up to your responsibility. A man is supposed to provide leadership in the home. A woman is supposed to submit and be willing to be led, so because you cannot have two captains in the ship, so it's important that it's somebody that you share similar ideologies with, belief systems, religious affiliations. The reason why it's important is because it creates room for agreement and alignment of goals and perspectives. So it's shared values. You must be somebody that you share same value with, one that you agree on most things, hard work, honesty, and love for God, chastity and all that, because You don't want to be. You don't want to be surprised. You want somebody that
That kind of surprise can be shocking.
yeah, unpleasant surprises actually. You don't want unpleasant surprise. You want surprises actually, but you don't want unpleasant surprises. So it must be somebody that you can vouch for, somebody that is dependable, somebody that is predictable. Yeah, so it's important that you check out for those qualities that you want. And there's no perfect person actually, but something that you can live with. It has to be in a level that somebody that you can live with, not somebody that is completely off, or somebody that you can manage. Let it put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. It has to be someone you can live with, because you're likely going to be living with the person for a very long time. So it's important to consider the values, shared values. There's something I actually learned, and that's very important. It's easier to love someone you share the same values with than convincing someone to share your values just because they love you. Because values are fundamental qualities. It's hard to change them. But you can always love someone for one or two reasons, get attracted to the person, than changing your values. So I'll talk about the third one, managing your expectations. It's okay to have standards, don't get me wrong, and they are very necessary. But it's very important to manage the expectations. In as much as you have these standards, you expect your spouse to be like this. They may not be superhumans. They may not be very perfect. So you set your standards, you cut them some slack, and find a midpoint where you can grow together. The key word here is choosing someone you want to grow with, someone you can grow with, you can develop with, rather than just looking for some perfect person and creating unrealistic expectations. So while looking for the right partner, keep your expectations realistic and understand that there's always going to be one or two ways they may let you down, but be sure they are ready to move on and work things out with you.
Very true. Very true. Then I'll talk about mutual respect for one another. Mutual respect, it's very important that the person that you're ready to commit to respect your views, respect you as an individual. Because without respect, it's difficult for you to even agree and see the same thing. Because one who doesn't respect you would not consider your opinions, would not consider you when making decisions. So it's important that the person has respect for you as a person, for your goals, for your dreams, for your aspirations in life, because that would determine how much and how far the person would support you. So you should have to choose somebody who acknowledge you for the rest of their life and is willing to help you grow and be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be.
100% correct. Another important thing is looking for the person in the right place. I hear people say it's difficult, it's hard to find the right person. I think the challenge is most people are looking in the wrong places. For example, you want to marry a high-class medical doctor, and you keep hanging around touts, hanging around people who are not intelligent. You may not find such person in that place. So it's important to look in the right place, search for your spouse or the partner in the right place. And there are very enormous ways you could search for partners. The internet is an amazing space right now. There are online datings. It could be through a friend. It's okay to ask a friend to recommend someone for you. Some people feel shy or bad, but statistics hold that a lot of people who are married today met their spouse through a friend. So it's okay to ask a friend. It's okay to go online, look for the right dating space. Just understand what you want and ask yourself, where can I find this kind of person? Someone who is like this. So if you've set your standard, if you set your values, if you know what you want, if you've understood yourself, then you know where to find that person. Concentrate there, give it time, rather than just settling for anything or going anywhere to find anybody.
Another key ingredient is love. Now we know this, Love makes the world go around. Love is all of that. The truth about the matter is that your partner will not always be right. Your partner will not always do the right things. Most times is love is a bond that connects us, that makes having a relationship and being in a relationship incredibly, smooth. Because if you decide to get married to somebody for a wrong reason, it gets to a point where you realize that condition might change. When conditions actually change, what do you do? If you get married to somebody because of the money, when life curveballs hit and the person falls sick and has a deplorable health condition, you will walk away because the person is not able to fund your life like he or she used to do. If you get married to someone because of any other reasons that are not sacrificial, that are not selfless, you will end up, because life on its own has its own challenges. Life hits you different curveballs, and there are so many things in life that you cannot preempt because life happens, like they often say. So it's important that there is a key ingredient, there's a bond that keeps you going despite the storms of life that you go through. So the calming presence of a person by your side at every difficult turn in life is what you need, actually. Somebody who is always there for you to cheer you up at times, and that when all you do is want to cry, you don't understand what's happening, but you have a life partner who is ready to do life with you and stick with you regardless of what happens. So it's important that you marry somebody who loves you and who you love too, because though people say that, love is not necessary, but as a matter of fact, experience has shown that love is actually a vital ingredient to look out for. I know people grow in love. It's not love. It's not something that falls upon you. It's not your emotions. Forget about I fell in love. No, it's a decision you make to stick with this person regardless, whatever happens, because times will always change. But it's nothing that has to do with with your emotions. It has to be something that you have thought through. I always say that it's an informed decision based on what you see and the things that happen. You make a decision to stick with the person. So your ride or die. You stick with that person. It will make your relationship a little bit smoother than ordinary life would pose at you. So love, it's a vital ingredient when you want to choose a life partner.
You're very correct. Marrying for the right reason is very important. Circumstances change. A lot of other factors can change. But when you understand the reason why you're together, it keeps the relationship. It strengthens the relationship. And the last one for today is deal with personal issues. A lot of marriages today end not because of the challenges they go through in the marriage, but because of the personal issues they brought into the marriage. People have gone through a lot of things. People have gone through a lot of experiences in life. But your ability to deal with those issues before getting into marriage helps save your marriage. A lot of people, for example, have been through daddy issues, traumatic experiences, bad experiences with previous relationships, but you don't want to bring all of those things into your marriage. And the truth is this: if you don't deal with them, they're definitely going to show up in marriage. There's been countless experiences with people. They tell you, I don't trust him because other men in my life have been doing that to me. If you don't deal with such issues, you're not going to trust him, because it's not about him, it's not about her, it's not about your spouse, it's about the experiences you passed through. And it doesn't mean you're crazy or you're bad, it just means you've not dealt with them. So you may have to see a psychologist or a therapist just to go through those situations. But dealing with them helps you go through marriage smoothly.
Absolutely right, because you need to be whole to be able to be a blessing to somebody else, because hurting people lead on others and they end up hurting others. So it's important that you heal completely from your previous experiences. On this note, we are going to end this particular episode. I'm sure you were able to pick a thing or two. Like we said, it's not cast in concrete. We're just giving you tips that could help you make a best decision. So we understand that life happens and conditions are not always the same. But I believe that with these small tips that we have shared, it will help you make a better decision in choosing a life partner. So until you come your way again next week, Keep discovering, keep being you, live your authentic life, and understand that every day it's an opportunity for you to make a difference. So have yourself a wonderful day.